So, as many of you folks know, Evernote have made some considerable changes to their platform in the last couple of days. They've overhauled the subscription plan, they've also added additional features and changed the overview of what the platform's really aiming to be. In today's video, I wanted to pull together some of the community bugbears, things that are painful at the moment, talking around the premium pricing and subscriptions, and also overview my own experience of Home so far. So the first thing I want to talk about is this video is not sponsored by Skillshare. However, we have a range of productivity courses there, and you can get a good little sort of discount or free trial to it below. I believe it's 14 days and soon will be 30 days. So I've included it below if you did want to. And we have a range of courses there if you wanted to check them out. So the first thing I wanted to do before we actually dive into the content is talk through a mistake that I made in my recent Evernote video. I stated when I was talking about tasks that these are new features that are available inside of tasks. However, that was incorrect. These features here have been flagged by Evernote as most popular feature requests, not new tasks. And by the statement, it said we've also going to be planning on a few of these that are currently research and design phase and will be released in a couple of months. So not all of these will be coming out, but they've been flagged as Evernote's main sort of feature requests. So I'd like to apologize and apologize for the confusion for many users who were watching that video. I will pay closer attention to the information and details in the future, but I just wanted to pass on an apology. So the first point of call, I think, is the confusion around pricing. Now, for those who don't know, Evernote have introduced two new plans, personal and professional. These two plans replace what is called premium, which is what a lot of people were under. And for those who were on premium, whether you were people who got a good discounted rate, I think it was $44.99 per year, which was the discounted rate for premium that they were pushing, or those who were paying the full price of $69.99 per year. It is still weird how they've moved everyone to this personal plan. I can understand it because obviously they've introduced new features, new customizations, and a few tweaks. However, they've decided to push everybody back down to this plan here. So obviously you then have to upgrade to professional to get access to some of the additional things like being able to assign tasks and be able to see tasks outside of a single view and get full customization of home dashboard, as well as having multiple calendar access. So Evernote, I think, in my opinion, have gone about this in the wrong way. And a lot of people, I posted in the community to sort of get a feel for this, and a lot of people particularly found the confusion around this pricing that was painful, saying that obviously why should they be on personal, because they should really be on professional, especially if they're loyal supporters. I think from the general fielding of it, there were really good experiences of Evernote and also some negative ones. I think it was almost like a bit of a Marmite situation. People love the new update or they hate it. But essentially, a lot of people like the fact that Evernote have actually started to bring this together and started to introduce something that makes more sense in terms of the long run. But I think there was a lot of users who were just annoyed, mainly the loyal users of Evernote, who are annoyed about the way that this was sort of launched. And one thing I suggested in one of my videos was actually to grandfather in those people who have been premium subscribers for the years, or even over a year, potentially for 6 months on professional plan. So it would be good if Evernote managed to bump everyone up to that, because I just think it would help the community and the growth. I've seen some people go, right, this is enough, I'm annoyed. But a lot of people found also that they'd have to renew so what was happening was that they were actually seeing their free account, but apparently some people were able to restart their account and actually get access to the personal plan, which they weren't able to get hold of for some reason. So if you're having those problems, that was a good fix in closing up your account, signing out, and then going back in and seeing what actual status you're in. So just taking a moment, I wanted to share a few of my thoughts on the new Evernote experience and what I actually think of it as a existing Evernote user. Now, obviously, one of the things that I think has been pretty impressive is the way that they've built out Home. I did obviously think after having the call with Ian, the widgets would become more of a focus, and obviously they have been. I think that one of the things that's quite confusing as an Evernote user is the actual differentiation between the full customization on professional and the customization you get on personal. For example, you can't actually access 2 scratch pads in one. You have to actually upgrade if you want the secondary scratch pad or a tertiary scratch pad. However, that's obviously something that their plans dictate at the moment. Now, some of the things I really like about this is the way that you can really modify your setup. So, for example, the widget size here, and being able to get this fixed calendar experience, and also the tasks as well, being able to be modified. I quite like it as a small widget here. Now, I've also liked some of the modifications to Scratchpad. You can now change the title of Scratchpad and the color as well. So if you wanted it as sort of an Evernote green or larger, you can have that, and you can move it about per normal. Now, in terms of changing the background, I think they locked the ability to add your own background under Pro, but I'll double check that, or personal maybe. But they obviously would be nice to see some more of the background options. I think there's some new ones there, but not too many. I like that you're able to add more pin notes, which is cool. Something that I was wanting to see more of. Obviously, you can add one already. I think I don't know whether I've had one already. Okay, so actually, you can add one pin note, but adding more pin notes means that you don't get that access. Now, one thing that they are doing, I think, is allowing soon the ability to get filtered views or filtered widgets, which is quite cool. So say you wanted to only see certain things from certain notebooks, or maybe only things from certain tasks and things like that. That would be quite cool. I really like this new linking, the linking notes abilities. So I've started to use that in my calendar. I probably won't use tasks. I'll see how that goes. To be honest, I'm using Todoist still as my task hub, so I don't really see it working with that, but maybe occasional tasks that come under a project might actually be useful there and be able to sort of flag them as sort of meeting notes and things like that. The one thing I do like is the fact that you get tasks on that side. Obviously, that specific single view is something that is going to be coming along. I do like how the tasks are available on the side as well. That's something that's pretty impressive. And I have recently enjoyed having this really simple little create new note area and some modifications here. Now, one thing that I didn't have before that was available inside of this one is export as PDF. Now, as you can imagine, this is just a small feature, but it really goes a long way. And it's something that I really appreciate as a user. And it's now obviously available in personal plans, I believe it is. But such a small addition really does make a huge impact to your experience. I also like how you're able to add calendar events inside of here. So if I did want to attach something to something, then it's future-proofed with a future calendar event. So the tables are pretty helpful, but I still speak with the community in the fact that being able to add tasks would be really nice inside of tables. But I can imagine that's probably something they're probably trying to work out how to make tables into databases and much more searchable. Overall, I'm impressed with the new Evernote update. It makes sense for somebody coming in who wants to maybe even manage their calendar tasks and notes in one location. And it's also a lot warmer and a lot easier to comprehend as a new user. If I were to introduce this to someone who isn't necessarily productive or in the sort of productivity software space, I'd probably make this probably more available to them, as in recommend it more, because it's more easier to understand than it was before. Whereas obviously now you can manage your calendar tasks and notes in one location. And for people who are, maybe wanting to use this in a light manner, be able to clip basic notes, be able to have a simple tally of some tasks they've got coming up, and be able to connect it to events, this could be quite handy. So folks, hopefully that was a good overview and sort of touching on some of the pain points. I think Evernote do listen. I even saw Ian Small inside of the community group the other day actually replying to comments, which is always good to see as a sort of CEO actively involved in the community. But hopefully they do address the sort of premium pricing issues at the moment. Something I think the community would probably benefit a lot from. Anyway folks, thank you so much for stopping by. Hopefully I'll see you in a future video, so please do make sure to subscribe, and I'll talk to you all very soon. Cheerio.